If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Welcome back to the War Room. My name is Jake Lloyd, your host for the rest of today's show, and we have Lucian Wintrich, who is going to join me of the Gateway Pundit, and we actually, wasn't a planned thing, but Nick Fuentes from the last segment is going to carry over, and we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about censorship of conservatives, of varying degrees because of, Lucian actually compiled the article yesterday talking about the shutdown of all of the different many conservative sites and Drudge Report, Breitbart, et cetera. So we're going to get into that in a minute. I have some breaking news right now. This just went live on Drudge. San Francisco is now registering non-citizens, that's, read illegal immigrants, or Mexican citizens, you could say, to vote in school elections. And so now it's just unabashed, it's just open. Not that it was exactly veiled before, but, they have, I don't know if it's San Francisco, but they have, somewhere has an illegal alien on the city council or something like that, I think. But anyways, yeah, now San Francisco is openly registering non-citizens to vote in school elections. So this is why we need to build the wall. This is why we need to deport everybody that's here illegally. No amnesty, none of that business. So that's breaking. You can see it on the Drudge Report right now. I'm sure that we will have an article up talking about it at some point on Infowars.com. So I'm going to bring in my two guests now, Lucian Wintrich of the Gateway Pundit and Nick Fuentes of America First. We were talking about censorship of conservatives a little bit earlier, and Lucian actually put together a really good article. If you want to tell us a little bit about that, then we can get into it.
Well, I helped compile it, but I absolutely don't want to take the credit for these numbers in the study. But yeah, we have found that 93% of traffic to top conservative websites has been eliminated by Facebook. And right now we're living in a, for better or for worse, an age where social media does sort of make or break publications, right? A lot of it is now, rather than subscriber-based, it's ad revenue-based. And so you want people to be able to see whatever you're writing, even just for the public. You want the public to be informed, right? Facebook is caught on. A lot of the powers that be realized that many of us, you guys at InfoWars, Gateway Pundit, Breitbart, really helped get the real news out there during the 2016 elections, and they're trying to end that. And the best way to end that is to make the news invisible. It's a scary, unfortunate situation. I mean, we've seen, I've talked to other publications where there have been massive layoffs because they're not pulling in the numbers because of Facebook, because of Twitter, because of these other social media giants to maintain their publications and their viewership.
Right, and it's funny that you say that, actually, because it's kind of a two-pronged attack. We have the attacks on these bigger media publications like Breitbart, like InfoWars, like the Daily Caller, the Gateway Pundit, et cetera. And then we also have these attacks. We talked a little bit earlier about people like Faith Goldie now being kicked off of all of these different funding platforms. So they're going after these major media publications, and then they're also going after the individuals out there, the sole proprietors, if you will, who are getting this news out there, offering an alternate viewpoint. So, Nick, I'm sure that you have experienced some degree of censorship. How have you experienced this attack, this attack against, I guess, all of free speech, really, all of the First Amendment as a whole, but particularly as a conservative?
Right. Well, as a campus conservative, that's how I choose to label myself and describe myself. I faced really a lot of censorship and discrimination in very covert kind of backdoor ways. People like to think of censorship for, like you said, the sole proprietor type people as getting banned from Twitter, getting banned from Facebook, that kind of thing. But for me, it's been a little bit different. I try to make a living doing my content. And I have a lot of people who watch my podcast. I have a lot of people who like to watch my show. And it should be the case, I think, that if you want to compete with the mainstream media, if you want to compete and offer your viewpoints or your opinions or your content, if they want to pay you for it, that should be able to take place. Well, I sign up for a system called Patreon, where they do microtransactions and people can support you on a month-to-month basis. And people like Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson make tens of thousands of dollars doing this, crazy money per month, millions of dollars per year if you look at it. And I was kicked off of there after a few weeks because of why hate speech. I was on Maker Support, where people were able to support my show in the same way. Maker Support was supposed to be an alternative to Patreon for people like myself. And the payment processor that was doing their payments, Stripe, shut the entire website down because they were serving people like me. And so it's not always in the ways you might think. You could even look at some of the other more controversial websites where the domain registrars, the ISPs, the web hosting companies go after them and make it so that they can't even operate a website. So you're right. It is, I guess, a matter of scale, a matter of degrees, but it's happening on every level. They're going after people, and it's for their political viewpoints. It shouldn't be happening. It should be a national outrage that this kind of censorship is happening, but it goes on every day.
Well, absolutely. So, Lucian,
I believe we do have, well, we have Freestarter there, Chuck Johnson, a number of other people, right? Have you hopped to that platform yet?
No, I don't believe that they have a...
or WeStarter.
Yeah, I don't believe, though, that they have a payment processor, right?
I think they were using Stripe, and then Stripe has actually issued a statement like, hey, we're not going to work with these people anymore. I think that was the issue of why Faith has actually had to go to like only Bitcoin and then like direct deposit transfers, because Stripe won't even work with Freestarter.
I mean, we've started, I think, a few of our own companies that are more libertarian and capitalist and free market minded, that avoid the tech liberal giants. But I think one of the things that a lot of people have to realize, a comment that I always get, which I find so stupid and frustrating, is, well, if there's a problem with Twitter, if there's a problem with Facebook, start your own Twitter, start your own Facebook. You can't. They're monopolies. They are controlling the entire industry. There's no room to start anything else. And if you think about the process, or even the age when these companies were started, when Twitter was started, or when Facebook was started, Facebook stole the audience of MySpace fairly easily, because MySpace was running rampant with pedophiles and degenerates. And so they said, okay, well, this is for people in college. And then they expanded it from there. And they're at the level where you can't, it's more than David attacking Goliath. They're giants in control of that entire mode of communication. I would argue that they should be classified as telecom agencies at this point. And one of the arguments there is, what if AT&T or Verizon, if any of us called each other, if you called any other conservative, and Verizon said, well, we don't want you guys to have this conversation, and they shut the line down, call disconnected, wouldn't there be more outrage? That's what's going on. That's literally what's going on.
Yeah, and I hesitate to make, metaphors like this, but we're really getting, I said on Twitter, we're really getting into like almost mark of the beast type territory, where it's like you need a certain mark, you need to be marked as liberal, or the little blue check on your forehead or whatever, in order to buy and sell in the marketplace. It's very, very frightening. I mean, the fact that they can control not only can they control, what you get to say, because if they kick you off Twitter, well, you go start your own website. Well, then the ISPs shut you down, or the servers get shut down, whatever. I'm not a tech guy. I don't know all these terms. But then they get shut down. Well, then now you can't get paid by people. You can't make payments to other people through Stripe, all these different things. It's really an actually very frightening situation that we're in, where they're actually controlling just about every facet of everyone's life. And they are, it's demonstrable that all of these companies are left-wing. At the very least, they're not right-wing, and they're not friendly to the right wing. So I think that's a very, very important thing that we need to be discussing and debating. Nick Fuentes, thank you for sticking around with us for this extra segment. It's been a pleasure having you on. We always love it. And we will be talking more to Lucian Wintrich on the other side. Please take a stop by the InfoWarsStore.com in order to support us, so that we can have people like me filling in for Owen Schroyer, and we can afford all these cameras and lights to bring on excellent guests like this. This is the War Room. Stick with us.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Resistance.
Our team is always looking for new ways to improve our products. That's why we've created the newest version of a fan favorite formula, the Real Red Pill Plus. The Real Red Pill Plus contains the powerful pregnenolone formula, now with an added energy boost. Now, you can support your heart, brain, and aging process with an added natural energy boost. The proprietary energy blend includes powerful ingredients like green tea extract, yerba mate leaf extract, and more. Paired with the powerful ingredients in the original Real Red Pill formula, the Real Red Pill has just what you need to support your body while getting the pick-me-up to get you through the day. The Real Red Pill Plus is a powerful investment into the future of your mind and body. Don't miss out on the all-new upgrade to your favorite product. Head to InfoWarsStore.com and get the Real Red Pill Plus today. Real Red Pill Plus is on sale now while supplies last.